was benching 500 pounds, squatting over 7. I was strong. After having the heart attack, doctor looked at me, he goes, "You're going to die." That's what he told me.
The business part of it, though, you started with $40 and grew it into several million. How are you getting business?
We built our business probably the first 5 to 7 years just on word of mouth. Motivation, it's like a tank of gas. You see, it doesn't last. You got to fill up daily.
What do you think discipline is, a choice or a character trait?
It's a choice, but you have to learn how to build it. People can change. You could build discipline.
All that damage to your body, you don't regret it?
No, I don't regret it. I had fun. I refused to tiptoe through life only to arrive safely at death, buddy. You got to follow your dream. You got to be smart about it, though.
What have you learned in business that someone can apply today and avoid the shit you had to deal with?
I would say, the biggest thing is...
What it is, Brad Lee back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today in the studio, folks, I got a real treat for you. My man, Ray Minger's in the house. What's up, Ray?
Not much. How you been?
I've been. So, folks, if you guys want to know what a real entrepreneur looks like, sounds like, pay attention, because this dude right here has been through it all. Started out back in 1989 bodybuilding. 91, 94, 2001 championships, winning teenage Mr. Cleveland, then heavyweight Mr. Cleveland, then super heavyweight, then Great Lakes Masters bodybuilding championship. But that was back in the day.
Back in the day.
Was that your full-time position at the time, bodybuilding?
That's what I wanted to do. That's what my passion was. That's all I wanted to do.
Where were you working out? 3-4 times a day?
Mm-hmm. No, I was only training once, but it was 2.5, 3 hours.
What was your fuel behind bodybuilding?
My fuel, I don't know.
Like what? Like, in other words, why bodybuilding? Why'd you want to be huge?
I don't know. That's a good question. I had a friend when I was 16 that was into bodybuilding. He ended up committing suicide, and the whole group of friends, everyone kind of wrecked everyone. Everyone would kind of turn to drugs. It was getting pretty bad. One night I was just wasted. I was getting ready to throw up. My buddy thought it was funny, so he jumped on me. He's pushing on my stomach, laughing. I darted towards the bathroom. And I'm looking in the mirror and I'm looking at myself and I'm like, this just ain't me. It ain't me. And after that, I left that group. I kind of went on my own. I started training, and I just became obsessed. I don't know. I became obsessed. I got bit by the bug, they say, and where you just become obsessed with something. So, that was my junior year. I walked out of my junior year at 160 pounds. Came back my senior year. I walked into school at 208 pounds. People were kind of like, holy shit.
Hold on. You went out at what? How many pounds?
160. I walked out my junior year. Summer vacation, came back 3 months later at 208 pounds.
That's a difference.
Yeah, I got noticed real quick.
How tall are you?
6'2".
Yeah, and how big did you get for the biggest?
The biggest I was 328 pounds.
Muscle?
I looked more like a football player. I averaged 295, 300 pounds, and I was kind of about where I'm at now,
Where? How much you weigh now?
Now I'm about 240.
240?
Yeah.
So what is your lesson from all that damage to your body? Do you wish you could know now what you know now back then?
Oh, hell yeah.
What would you have done different?
The nutrient, what I put in my body. I probably would have did the same thing because I loved what I did. But I think everything is what you put in your body as a nutrient-wise. I would eat, make sure I got my protein in. I mean, steak, I would put tuna in a blender and drink it up just to get the protein down, chase it with some grapefruit juice. But then I'd also go and I'd order a extra large pizza, and I'd eat the whole pizza, So I was 50% eating healthy, 50% eating crap, And
that's what you would have changed?
That's what I would have changed, yeah.
Where just cut out the crap?
I would have cut out the crap.
What do you think it did? Well, you had a heart attack eventually.
Yeah.
Do you think it was the steroids or the pizza?
I would say more the pizza, more the food. People, like I said, people just have heart attacks, and just because you're taking steroids doesn't mean everyone likes to point their finger on something. Like you get someone, you get a little spot on your skin, the doctor will say it's from the sun, but it's cancer, but he doesn't have a cure for it. But he'll tell you where you got it. Same thing. I think people just have heart attacks. Could it have advanced that? Possibly,
If you could redo the steroid use, would you?
I probably would. I'd be a little smarter about it. I didn't do blood work, for 20 some years I was on. I didn't do blood work. I didn't do anything, I just,
took it.
Just enjoyed it. I just enjoyed being big. I enjoyed being strong. And I mean, there was a time I was strong. And the most fucked up thing about it too is I look at myself and I didn't think I looked big. I'm 295 pounds, I was benching 500 pounds, squatting over 7, and I don't know. It's almost like a sickness you have in your head when you're so obsessed with something,
So were you able to build businesses at the same time?
I started to build my screen printing company. That was probably the smartest thing I did. I just got tired of people. I had jobs. All I wanted to do is when I got out of high school, I just wanted to find a good job so I could train, So it didn't take too many jobs before I was tired of working with people, I was big. I got a lot of attention. So, people get miserable when you get the attention and they don't, and you're in a little environment, like I worked for a school system and these guys were just dicks to me, they were just dicks. So, eventually started my own company, with a friend, and been doing that for 30 years now.
30 years, yeah. Same company. And by the way, folks, this company is called the Max Screen Printing.
Correct.
So why the Max? Because that's the Max bench press?
Well, we started out, we called ourselves Mass Confusion, was we started the company as. And then it was just kind of like, I don't know, didn't fit what we were doing, So the MAX stands for Minger, Emerald, and X, which is the factor, whoever we're doing business with. So we kind of used our last names. My partner came up with that idea. I liked it, and we ran with it.
Yeah. And it's been around 30 years.
30 years been around.
And it's making, and always has made, good money.
It's made, I got a good life. Let's put it that way. I got a good life.
All from that business, though.
Yeah.
Screen printing. Making people's T-shirts, making people's hats, making people's hoodies. What other type of clothing and apparel?
We do promotional products. The big thing now is I spun it into, where I'm at in life with, I want to brand my age better apparel is what I want to do. I want to help people. I want to motivate people. I mean, that are struggling in life, that just to lose weight, to get in shape, to feel good. I seem to I found a passion for that now, So I'm helping a couple people now, and it's just where I'm at in life. It's just, I'm still in the middle of it, losing, like I said, I walked around at 295 pounds, 300 pounds strong. After having a heart attack, went cold turkey on everything I was doing, and it's a change, when you're that big and you're walking around, you get all that attention, then you just can't throw around the weight you used to throw around, and that was what you loved, So,
do you find it depressing?
It can be depressing. I've got depression kicked now, but at first it was depressing. Yeah.
Do you think it was an identity issue?
Could have been.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
A lot of people go through life as a football player, and then they get injured, and all of a sudden they're no longer a football player, and they literally fall into depression because their identity was a football player.
Right.
And that's everything that they were and did and thought about.
Yeah.
And now one injury and they're out. And it's almost like, why do people not realize that your identity isn't what you're doing? So you kicked it. How did you kick it? What if someone's in the same position? What would you say to them?
I found Stoicism. I don't know if I pronounce that right. Maybe just because
that's right.
Here, I found that, and I started watching a lot of stuff on that. And it taught me a lot about myself and just a lot about living. So,
Marcus Aurelius.
you know,
You seem like a deep thinker.
yeah, I do. I probably do too much thinking.
What?
I think I overthink things. Too
You do?
much. I think so.
Maybe you're overthinking that.
Could be. Could be.
Let's think about it. But no, the reason I'm asking is because there's, people that will question, their identity and not do much, and then eventually they'll find it. They'll realize that wasn't their identity, and then they snap out of it and start cruising again.
Well, maybe I'm in the middle of that snapping period.
Well, how long ago did you stop bodybuilding?
Well, I still train. I shouldn't say I train. I exercise now. Training. There's a difference between training and exercising.
Well, then I think I exercise.
Yeah, you probably exercise. Yeah, training is throwing up. Training is
You were doing
24/7. Oh, there were times I threw up while I was training.
Dude,
yeah.
listen, I am not the kind of guy that forces so hard that I throw up.
Yeah.
I've done it, and I don't like it. Did you do it often?
Not too often. A lot of times after nights of drinking, staying out late, you're out till 3 or 4 in the morning, and then you're in the gym at 10 o'clock. Usually those nights.
So you'd go no matter what?
I'd go no matter what, Tired no matter what. You have to push yourself,
Well, that's how you win championships.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if you regret that or not.
I'm not sure either, man. I enjoyed what I did, I regret all the drinking I did. I do regret that,
Did it cause a lot of problems for you?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
What kind of problems?
Well, I tore a calf, split a calf. That was very painful,
From
split it right
drinking?
down the middle. Drinking the night before, went and was flipped an 805-pound tire, split it on the first lift. There was a 405-pound tire. I warmed up with that. I flipped it 15 times and went right to the 805-pound tire. As soon as I picked it up, that calf just ripped in half. And that's just from being dehydrated from the alcohol. Alcohol is not good. It dehydrates you,
You don't think it was because of the 805-pound tire?
No, not at all. I'm sure that was just the, I don't know. It wasn't, of course it was from the weight, but you're dehydrated, I mean, I was training for a strongman show at the time. I was going to compete strongman. I went from bodybuilding and I was going to do some strongman shows. And I tore a calf. I started in that at 35. I was already, aged pretty good for trying to jump into a strongman show. But
so screen printing, 30 years is quite a long time. Where did you find your business? How did you get the business?
Word of mouth.
All word of mouth.
All word of mouth.
You never advertised.
We advertise a little bit, yeah.
Do you advertise now?
I do advertise now. Not that much.
What kind of advertising?
Mostly social media. I'll do, just stay real current, posting things on social media.
No, I'm talking about running ads. A monthly ad budget.
Yeah, not really, no.
See, again, earlier we were talking, you're like, well, here, I'm going to pick your brain. Well, we'll do it after the podcast a little bit. But,
Yeah.
dude, if you look at somebody's financial, if I'm looking to buy your business and I look at your financials and you don't have an advertising expense, I already know I can increase your business.
Right,
Just because you're not advertising.
right.
Dude, you have to advertise.
I know. But we also have to be able to take on
Yeah, well,
the
you're
work we get from advertising. And
And by the way, Bomb Squad, if anybody knows screen printing or anybody's killer in the business, he's looking for somebody to bring in and basically almost partner with. Hell of an opportunity for someone who's got skill. He said earlier, your hardest challenge is finding the team.
Yep.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's
Where you live, maybe?
could be. I think just after 2020, everything's changed. I don't know where people went. I talked to all my businesses, and they're in the same boat as I am. They can't find the help.
You don't find it, you develop it.
That's what I'm learning. That's what I got a couple good guys, and that's what we've done. We've basically trained them, and we're training some now as well.
Well, I'll bet you, like I forget who said it, but he said, I don't train people to be nice. I hire nice people. You know what I mean? So like there's characteristics you can look for, and then the rest is training and development. That's how you make them good. Because if you're looking for some, 20-year screen printer expert, they're probably doing it for themselves. Why would they, come take an hourly wage from you when they can make their own shit? Right. Well, you have to give them equity. You have to give them incentive. You have to give them some sort of something to win about. But I like your causes, and your products are top notch. You know what I mean?
Right.
So ultimately, I would say, hey, anybody out there, they have screen printing or marketing, because again, you're going to need marketing, Ray.
Right.
If you really want to blow up that business, you're going, well, and I've been exactly in your shoes. Matter of fact, I'm recently getting out of that. I used to say the same thing, man. I need a team. I need a team. I need a team. People are like, you got a team. I know, but like a lot of the team here does what they do, but I need someone to do this and someone to do that. And I kept not wanting to grow because of the same thing. And finally, there's headhunters, there's social media you can post. Ultimately, it's like, what incentive do they have to come? And most people, they just want to hire you. Well, dude, give them a piece. Give them a reason to want to come and build your company. And the best reason is to give them a piece of it. Like I'm working on something here where anyone who works at any of my companies are going to own a piece of it.
I'm going to take that advice.
I talked to a billionaire from Canada, and he is all about creating equitable positions for your employees. He says, dude, it'll quadruple your revenue because you're sharing it with them. So we're working on that here. I think you should do that if you're looking to get good people. If there's any good people listening, again, hit him up. I guarantee you he's ready to rock and roll, because after 30 years, you're kind of wanting to like chill a bit, aren't you? Or you still got the fire?
I got a little bit of fire left in me, I'm not washed up yet.
What would you do if you were already a billionaire?
I'd keep running the company. I would keep running it, and I wouldn't be there every day, but I'd keep running it. I'd keep my team going. I'd take care of them, and I'd keep working on my brand. I'd be a billionaire, so it'd be more just fun.
See, a lot of people, they don't ever ask themselves, what does a perfect life look like? If I asked you, what's your perfect life look like? Can you describe it?
I'm already living it.
Good answer. Are you?
I am. I'm enjoying life. I am.
Well, then
I love life.
Then you're already in a winning position.
I am. I just want to scale up. I want to be, I want more, I've done well for myself.
Just like level it up a bit.
Yeah, you got to do something. You got to keep growing. It's like what bodybuilding taught me. You want to keep growing. You want to get bigger and bigger and bigger. You get bored at a certain level.
Well, you already fought past the norm. You know that like very small percentage of businesses will ever stay in business longer than 5 years.
Right.
So you're already way past that. A small percentage of businesses will ever make more than $1 million. You're already past that. A small percentage of the businesses that last 5 years, another small percentages will make it 10. And a small percentage of the small percentage that make it past 1 will make it to 10. You can look up the stats. It's like people think it's easy to grow a big business. Well, it's not. But if you're in a situation where you're living life and you're loving it, well, then, dude, you've already won. Because I've seen people grow their business to 100 million, but they're miserable.
Yeah.
They're missing their kids' birthdays. They're freaking not happy. They're getting heart attacks from the stress.
Yeah.
So let's go back to your heart attack. You were buff, walking around, obviously fit. What was your body fat?
I never measured it. I never measured my body
Did you
fat.
have visual six pack? You can't work out all that time and not have a six pack.
The last few years I did at 290 pounds, you could see a little bit of abs.
So you were just big and bulky, powerlifting looking guy.
Well, yeah.
Well, how do you win bodybuilding championships if you don't have abs?
You cut down, you diet.
Oh, so yeah, that's what I mean, though. You didn't walk around that way, but
yeah, I diet down, So the last show I did, I was 310 pounds, And I competed at 245 pounds, 16, 17 weeks, which, going back, I'd probably would have strung that out a little bit longer because I hit a sticking point. Your body will hit sticking points. Your body adapts to things quick, so you got to shock your body, to keep losing the weight,
Like change it up a bit?
Change it up, yeah. Yep.
So the business part of it, though, you started with $40 and a screen printing kit.
Correct.
And grew it into several million.
Well,
you would have to have had some challenges along the way.
Oh, I've been challenged, yes.
Well, tell me what it was like where you were given $40 in a screen print and turned it in. Like, what were some of the challenges? What were the steps that you took?
Say that again. I'm trying to
At some point, you had $40 in a screen printing kit.
Yeah, correct.
You're at your girl's house. You're squirting something in an oven, you said.
Yeah,
which basically meant you had nothing.
We had nothing. Yeah, we started with this little art kit we bought, and we cooked. We put the T-shirts on a cookie pan, put them in the oven because the ink had to go up to 350 degrees for a certain amount of time to cure the ink. So, to keep the T-shirts from scorching, we had a little spray bottle. We open up the oven, spray it down, spray it with water, to keep the shirt from scorching. And the funny thing about that was the inks didn't really cure. So one of my customers, he had a nutrition store, and his register was right by the wall. So he was leaning against the wall with his shirt, and he stuck to the wall. So he ended up peeling the shirt off the wall, and the imprint was on the wall. So that was a problem. It was a challenge. So we eventually bought the right equipment to cure the inks, and we moved into my parents' garage, and then we had a little setup in there, a little oven, little press, and the Max was born, So
how did you learn to do it? Google didn't exist.
No, Google didn't exist. I did it back in, I think, the 8th grade. We had like a class called mechanical drawing, so we made a shirt in mechanical drawing. So, So I knew I kind of had a base, I knew I could do it, and the little art kit we had a little book, how to screen print, so I read that book over and over. And like I said, we did our first job with that little $40 art kit, and that was for the girl I was seeing at the time, my high school sweetheart. That was for her dad who owned a motorcycle shop. And once again, the shirts we did, the ink didn't cure on his, and he had white shirts. And after he ran them through the wash, all the shirts kind of turned a little pinkish, for a bunch of motorcycle guys that didn't go over so well. But you run into problems in life, and you learn from them. So
how are you getting business? Door to door, knocking on doors?
Actually, we were just lucky. We started working for people, and it was just word of mouth, and at the time I was jacked, so walking around, people noticed me, and I was winning competitions too, little amateur shows, but people started, they started knowing who I was. So it just went word of mouth. We built our business probably the first 5 to 7 years just on word of mouth. We didn't really do any kind of advertising or anything. It just went from word of mouth. It's the way a lot of times businesses go. You do good work. If I do good work for you, people see your shirts. Who did it? You tell them. The Max did it, and next thing you know, they're coming to me, and it just keeps going. Snowball effect.
No, but that's quite a ways. $40 into 7 figures.
Yeah.
So, what was the top challenges you think you faced?
Building a team. Just basically working with people. I would say is the top challenges.
You personally, or just in business in general?
Both.
Yeah, because someone asked me the other day what I thought the biggest challenge was, and that's what I said: people. Like dealing with all the different personalities, making sure everybody frickin's happy, making sure everyone's plugged in. Then you got your customers, which is a whole nother set of personalities.
Yeah,
getting the right butts in the right seats. It's a bitch, but you kept doing it. What kept you going? Just because it was profitable? You could have shut it down. Was there ever a time you thought you'd shut it down?
Nah, not really. No, you don't quit. So
did your parents teach you that?
I'm not a quitter. Huh?
Did your parents teach you that?
No, it's just something I learned. You don't quit. You keep going, and it doesn't matter what happens.
Why do you motivate people to get in shape and be healthy just because you believe in it so much, or did something happen to somebody that you cared about that was fat or something?
I'm just passionate about it now. You look around and you see people and they're miserable, and they're always, every January, I'm sure you know it too, every January comes around and people got their New Year's resolutions, where they're going to get in shape. And how long does it last? A week? And they're right back at it, You have to motivate yourself, and I think that's motivation. It's like a tank of gas. It doesn't last. You got to fill up daily. And you got to learn how to do that. So, that's, why I started this, My Age Better Apparel is I want to motivate people. You got to motivate yourself. You got to learn how to motivate yourself. There's days you wake up, you don't want to go to the gym. I'm sure of it.
100%.
But you motivate yourself.
I think it's every day.
Yeah, but you motivate yourself, don't you? You want to get in shape. You have a drive there, and you want to get in shape. So you go. And after you leave that gym, how do you feel?
I always feel good.
That's what I'm saying. You feel like shit going in. You push yourself. You're dragging your ass there. But after you leave, you feel good because you did something good for yourself.
Yeah, it's crazy that you would think that after a while, pretty soon you realize, hey, it's going to feel great and it's a good thing for you. But dude, I don't think I've ever wanted to. I just don't like it. But hey, it doesn't matter what I like. That's where the Stoicism comes in. And I think more dudes out there need to start learning what Stoicism is all about. But I don't want to work out every day. You have to if you want a particular goal.
Yeah.
What do you think? Discipline is a choice or a character trait?
It can be learned. It's a choice.
At the end of the day, it's a choice. So you don't need to learn a choice.
Yeah.
You need to make a choice.
Some people, I think, need to learn how to make a choice.
I think they need to learn that it's a choice. Because everybody thinks, I don't have discipline. I've heard that a million times.
Yeah. Well, that right there, they're already beating themselves down. They're already telling themselves that they don't have it, which is bad.
But it's not something you have or don't have. It's something that you choose or don't choose. Like I don't have or don't have yes. That's a choice.
Yeah, right.
I don't have or don't have, no's.
Yeah.
It's a choice. So discipline is a choice. People need to pay attention because literally whatever it is that you want in life, generally, I've never seen many things that don't require discipline. Disciplined consistency. You want to get in shape, discipline and consistency is all you need.
Yeah.
Now, again, steroids helps. I call those boosters. There's boosters in all areas, but you still need discipline and consistency. I'm starting to get in a little better shape now, and people are like, oh, what are you on test? Dude, I've been on test and fat. The test doesn't make you in shape.
Tests don't make you fat. If you take tests and you don't work out, your appetite increases and you get fat.
Yeah, but people think it's the test.
Well,
it's not the test, you dickwads. It's the exercise. It's the diet. It's the discipline. It's the consistency. The test accelerates the reproduction of the muscle. So if anything, test accelerates the regrowth of the muscle. So it might take me 3 months without test, where it only took me a month with test, because it's just accelerating. But if you're not lifting the weights and you're not eating the right foods, test doesn't do shit. I tell people all the time, take tests and see if all of a sudden you're ripped, because I tried that and it doesn't work.
Oh, no, it won't.
No, you need consistency and you need discipline.
Discipline is hard, and people don't like hard. People want things easy.
You think discipline's hard or the consistency of what you're doing? Because again, working out is not necessarily hard. It might be if you're training, because again, pushing up 600 pounds, whatever the hell you said you bench.
Yeah, done over 5.
Yeah, like that's hard. But discipline's not hard. Discipline's a choice. How hard is it to make a choice?
Yeah. What's the choice? It's you got a good point.
I want people to understand
what
that.
you're disciplined about that's what is hard, and people don't like hard. Like,
would you say mentally?
Mentally,
Yeah,
mentally.
I would agree mentally,
because you got to, like I said, you got to push yourself. You got to motivate yourself, and discipline and motivation, they go hand in hand.
Well, I'm not really motivated to work out, because to me, motivation means you're fired up about it. Like, I'm never fired up about it. I hate it. I don't want to do it, but it doesn't matter. See, that's where the Stoicism comes in. Okay. Like, I don't care how I feel. Okay? I'm not a woke individual where my feelings matter. My feelings don't matter. Like, at the end of the day, you want to get in shape, eat the right food, work out. End of story. Now, again, it's not that difficult. How many people on YouTube are there to teach you how to work out and get in shape?
Too many.
Yeah. And by the way, none of y'all agree. If I get on your program, you'll tell me, dude, you can't eat what you're eating. Someone else will say, well, that's exactly what you eat. This doctor says that's bad for you. That same doctor another doctor will tell you the exact same thing that doctor said is good for you is bad for you, and vice versa. Who do you trust?
Yeah.
But I want to talk about building businesses because, dude, you came with a $40 screen print and you built a successful screen printing business. You've kept it going for 30 years. Everybody listening, a lot of them are entrepreneurs. They're either in that journey or want to take that journey. You might be able to inspire someone to keep going with this conversation. So what kept you going, and what was the challenge that you barreled through anyway?
Discipline kept me going. It's been challenging.
Because dude, you learn bodybuilding, so that's like almost a cheat code. Yeah. It's like jujitsu. Go study mixed martial arts for 10 years. That's a cheat code in business. Why? Discipline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't
control.
Yeah.
So you had bodybuilding as your background, so maybe that was it.
Yeah. I learned a lot through bodybuilding. You learn a lot, you do.
And you obviously have to have discipline to do that.
You do.
If you got up after going out partying, hung over, and went to the gym anyway, most people wouldn't. I wouldn't. If I wake up tomorrow and I feel nauseous or sick or hungover, I won't go to the gym. Well, I'm taking that day off.
Now at our age, that's smart. When you're young, you're different. When you're young, the body's different, And it probably wasn't smart back then either, but,
How's your body now?
Beat up. I'm still going. I'm still going forward, though. I'm still training. I'm not training.
Ask me if I have any injuries.
You don't. I already know that.
It's because I didn't push myself as hard as everyone told me I was supposed to. And now guys like you that used to make fun of me at the gym are freaking broke, and I'm not. It's like, who was right? I don't know. All I know is I have no injuries. Now, I also didn't get to walk around looking like a champ for years. Do you think the trade was worth it?
I wouldn't do anything different. I mean, I would do things different, but I would still do. If I had to go back, I would continue to do what I do, And I don't think I would have the injuries I have now.
You wouldn't.
Smart.
You think you needed to squat 700 pounds?
No.
Wouldn't 225 for 20 have done killer the same?
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, you get stuck in areas to where you have to throw a little bit more weight on. You have to shock the body. So, but
to get bigger,
I would say to get bigger. Everyone's body's different.
I know, but unfortunately, your goal was big bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because you have to do that. But I'm talking about longevity.
Oh,
longevity, dude. If someone's squatting 225 and it gets easy, then just leave it there.
Yeah.
Or maybe it go to 230.
I mean, honestly, if you want to just be in shape, you don't even need to lift weights. You could just do all different kinds of body weight exercises with your own body, and you could be in good shape.
Do you do that now, or?
I do some now, yeah.
Do you still lift weights?
I still lift weights.
So you say your scapula, bone on bone, your knee's got to be replaced.
One was replaced. The other one's still good. It's a little bent, but it's still good.
So years of pushing, you don't regret it?
No, I don't regret it. I had fun. And, I refused to tiptoe through life only to arrive safely at death, buddy. You
want to show up smoking and, beat up and ready to rock.
You got to follow your dream, I mean, to the young lads out there, you got to be smart about it, though. You should be smart about it, as smart as you can,
Well, when it comes to building a business, give them some smarts that they would normally take forever to learn. What have you learned in business that someone can apply today and avoid the shit you had to deal with?
I would say, the biggest thing is you have to work on your team. You have to build a good, strong team. And things have changed from when you and I were young, Nowadays, everyone wants to be a part of a family. So you have to learn how to almost build a family with these people, and that's hard. That's a tough part to do because everyone has a different personality. And you got to make all these personalities work together. And that's tough. If I've had a lot of, I'm sure you have too. People don't get along, and
not only that, a lot of them don't get along with me.
Yeah.
You know why? Because we're from different eras.
Right.
They want hugs and I want action.
That's the challenge right there.
Some people want money. And that's the era I was from. Yeah. Like money was the motivator. Now money's not as motivating for people.
It isn't.
But you know what I ended up doing? I'm finding people that can bring the shit I can't bring. Because I'm not the hugger. I'm not the guy that knows how to make everyone feel warm and fuzzy. I just say it like it is, tell the truth. I'm not trying to be offensive, but at the end of the day, that's how I was raised. Yeah. So it is me. So I'll say it plainly because I think, in my opinion, that's the best way to say it if you want it to be understood. Now, it's not as nice, and if people are from a new era, let's say, they're a little, I call it, softer, well, then I need to find someone who can be softer. Because I used to say, screw it, they can go away. But you're right, a team is massively important. So I'm just trying to bring in the people that can be that soft side and let them do it. As long as that person can deal with me, they can deal with everybody else.
I need to take notes. I forgot my notebook. That's good. That's where I'm at too. I speak too boldly. I'm from the 80s, and back then you were late, you were fired, Now it's different, and I talk to all kinds of businesses out there and their employees come in late and you can't let them go because you need them. It's different. It's a different world, but I like that.
It's definitely a different world. So who is your ideal customer?
Who's my ideal customer?
Yeah, you got multiple businesses. The main one, screen printing, and then you started an apparel line, Age Better.
Yeah.
And that is basically for people in who's the ideal customer for Age Better apparel?
Anyone that wants to get in shape. You're young, you're old, you're getting old. We're only going one way in life. We're only getting older and time flies. So, I started this Age Better because it's where I'm at in life and I want to age better. I beat up my body. I need to age better. I need to be smart. I eat healthy. I prep all my meals every morning. I watch your show while I'm prepping them. Takes me about an hour and a half to prep my meals for the day because I like eating fresh. So I don't freeze things. A lot of people will cook a bunch of chicken on the weekend and throw it in the freezer, but I can't eat. I got to eat it freshly cooked. So, like I said, Age Better is just where I'm at in life, and it's I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are in the same boat as I am, a little beat up, Yeah,
but what's the shirt going to do?
It's not the shirt. It's the motivation behind the shirt. You put on a shirt, you're basically, why do you buy a shirt? If you buy a shirt,
because it looks good.
Because it looks good, right? But
or it says something.
It says something. It says something motivating.
So. Yeah. So the Age Better apparel isn't just a shirt. It's got sayings. It's got reminders. It's got beliefs.
Yeah.
Where do they go if they want to read some of those? Because yours says Age Better.
Yeah.
Now again, Age Better. Yeah, I might. I mean, I definitely agree with it. But like, if that's the apparel brand, Age Better, and that's all your shirt said, I wouldn't buy one necessarily, even though I agree with it.
Yeah.
But the one you brought, this is dominate everything, strength with the words.
Yeah.
I'll wear those Because it says something.
Yeah.
Where do I see all of what your apparel says?
Well, I just started this last year. You could go to Age Better Apparel, Age Better dash Apparel. I had to put the dash in there. Someone already had my Age Better, so it's agebetter-apparel.com.
And all the designs are up there.
Yeah, all the designs are up there, and I got a bunch more.
But they're quality. I just saw a couple he brought me, folks. It is quality, look, feel, etc. Killer sayings. Go check that out. But what about companies that want to start creating merch and apparel? That's the max.
That's the max. Yeah, that's the bread and butter. That's what I do. Yeah.
And you're like meticulous. Is it just because you've been doing it 30 years? You've seen and done everything.
You never could see and done everything, but we've done a lot.
Have you ever done sublimation?
No, we never messed with that. You know, I've jobbed it out before. It's a little more tricky. It's just one more thing that I got to find a team member to specialize in. You know, and right now we just do the screen printing and embroidery in house. We do any kind of promotional product too as well.
So if I want to make a uniform for somebody, screen print my name, logos, and shit on different various clothes. Do you have all the top blanks? I heard they were called.
Yeah.
Where like if I want it on a freaking Under Armour shirt, you can get the blanks cheap.
Yeah, we could do that. Well, Under Armour ain't cheap. You're paying for that name.
Yeah, but I mean cheaper than everybody else that has it.
Correct.
Do you have like killer deals on your apparel because you've been doing it so long?
I work with people. We could make up some good deals. Yeah.
What do you find is the number one blank out there?
We want to give them a boost here. I would say next level.
Why so? That's the ones I get for my shirts. I think it's just because of the way they feel.
They do. They fit nice.
But I haven't been in the industry though. I've not seen them all. Maybe I'd pick a different one. Have you seen them all, and that's still the best one?
That one's the trending one right now. Yeah, I would say that.
You remember American Apparel?
American Apparel, yep.
You remember that story? I just saw a story on Netflix about American Apparel. I didn't know that they did that, and like, are you hoping that will happen?
America,
because they got big quick, didn't they?
They did. You know, they did. I wasn't a fan of American Apparel. It was nice, but I wasn't a fan. You know,
if there's someone listening about Age Better, that you say, hey, this is a movement, this company. What is the movement other than Age Better? Like quit being a puss, get yourself some, get out there and hustle. Like what's the underlying message?
The underlying message is, you know, we're all getting older. For those of you that want to be fit, that want to get fit, and you need a little push, you know, you could reach out to me. I'll help you out. I'm mostly active on my Facebook page. I got to get better at posting. But like I said, the screen, I'm still running the screen printing company, and it's a monster right now. But
and you need help with it.
Definitely need help with it. But the Age Better is, like I said, it's for people that want to keep going in life and aren't motivated. You know, like I said, you have to learn how to motivate yourself, and that's the big thing. Like everyone's different, everyone's wired different. Like you said, you know, you don't get motivated, you know. But I have to motivate myself.
How do you do it?
I motivate myself. I talk to myself. You know, I get donuts for the crew every Friday. You know, I feed them junk food. They love it, you know. And I got to walk by those donuts. Those donuts sit on the conference table. I got to walk by that, and I'll tell you, I got to tell myself I'm a badass. I'm not eating a donut. I'm not going to eat it. I'm a badass. I want a donut. I want to eat that fucking donut. You know, I'd eat a box of them back in the day. You know, so and that's just motivating myself. You got to talk to yourself. You got to tell yourself. You got to if you have a vision, a dream, you got to continue to motivate yourself and tell yourself why you want what you want. And then it kind of builds discipline. You know, you got to build discipline. It's a choice, but you have to learn how to build it. People can change. You could build discipline. You know, the more you do it, like even eating clean. You know, when you first start eating clean, it's tough. You know, but after a while, your body likes it, and you don't have the cravings. I don't know if you notice that. Do you ever notice that? You started eating good. You don't crave it as much after 3 or 4 months of eating good.
It's mainly sugar.
Yeah.
Like I just stopped eating sugary shit.
Yeah. And you can still eat it now once in a while. You could treat yourself to it. And it gives you something to look forward to. And I'm sure you do once in a while. But
I think
you don't crave it as much.
Personally, I think sugar causes cancer.
Yeah. I heard it feeds cancer.
Yeah. I don't like sugar. Now, will I do it? Oh, dude, trust me. When I can get a chance to, I will. I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard me on the podcast say when I order dessert at a restaurant, I order all of them.
Yeah.
So I can just take a spoon and try them all.
Yeah.
So it'd be like one dessert, one bite of each of one, it equals one.
Right.
So I'll just bite as many desserts as they have to just taste them. So I'm down for sugar, but it's like once every couple weeks.
Yeah. And you look forward to it. It gives you something to look forward to, don't it? Yeah.
But I think it causes cancer. I'm not a big sugar guy.
Yeah.
But you're right. When I started eating cleaner, I craved less junk food.
Yeah.
And now I will not eat like McDonald's. Won't eat it. Burger King, none of those fast foods other than one. Five Guys.
You like the Five Guys?
Yeah, we've given Next Level a plug. We've given Five Guys a plug. Shit, we should get sponsors for this episode.
You should. My thing is Chipotle. Throw them a plug in there.
Well, because you're a healthy dude. Chipotle's pretty healthy.
Yeah, you get your protein in there, and it's really not that healthy. You know.
Why don't you create Age Better as a brand, not just an apparel?
Yeah.
Because Age Better is a good brand.
Well, I'm going to listen to you. I'll do that.
Well, I mean, it goes beyond shirts. That's why when I was saying, like, well, what's a shirt going to do? Well, because really, like, what's a shirt going to do? Well, you had a good answer. It might motivate you. It might remind you, which people need. So the apparel is part of the brand. Age Better should be about, again, what are the best peptides out there? You know these things. Yeah. You know, what are the best exercises for longevity and that type of thing? What's the best equipment that I need? Do you ever see those plank boards?
Yeah.
Planking's killer, dude. I just discovered planking. You know how valuable planking is?
Yeah.
Dude, my stomach is starting to freaking develop like flat, and it's like, dude, planking's good shit.
Yep.
Age Better planking board. Age Better what do you call it? The prep meals, you know, those prep meals, dude. Age Better. Age Better nutrition. Age Better apparel. Age Better frickin' memberships, training app, Age Better. And now you're just aggregating all of the thing, and all you focus on is teaching people and bringing people the best in not anti-aging, because you can't anti-age, but you can age better. Longevity, skin. Your skin looks good.
Yeah.
What do you do to that? What's that?
That's just genetics.
You don't put anything on it?
I don't put anything on it. That's just genetics.
Huh?
That's just genetics. Everyone's wired differently when there's different genetics for.
You ever see these people with like leather faces?
Oh, yeah.
I know people like 50 and their faces look like they are made of leather.
And I believe that's their diet and all the preservatives and everything.
And I wonder, like I'm thankful mine's not that way.
Yeah.
But is it my diet? What is it? But that's what I would do with Age Better. It's not just some cool sayings on a shirt. It's freaking anything and everything, and the Age Better brand would emerge. Like social media, you should start posting 4 to 5 times a day on the shit that you know will make people age better. Because that's a movement people will get behind.
Right.
Dude, people want to age better. And people should age better. And by the way, I was telling you earlier, it sounds like something like older people would do. How's young people going to do that?
Yeah.
Dude, if you're right now 20 years old, you want to age better even if you're 20. Why? Well, because if you don't, by the time you get to the age we're talking about, you'll wish you did. And that's the truth. Like my wife, she wanted to get Botox for these 11 lines or whatever they're called right here. I'm like, why would you do Botox? You're like 28. And she said, well, because I don't want those lines to develop. And if you start now, then you won't get them. Here she is, 37, dude. No lines.
For Botox?
From starting it early. Like if you take Botox, your lines don't get deep because eventually, dude, no matter how much Botox you do, dude, your lines are so deep, right. It's still there. It's just lighter, or just eliminate them. Now, I'm not a big Botox advocate, but anything to age better. So when I saw Age Better, the brand is a good one. There's people listening going, dude, I like that. But if all there is shirts, hats, in other words, age better apparel, cool. But like, how's a shirt going to help me age better? But you did have a good answer. I think we should build that. I would.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to listen to you.
Yeah, I'd build it out, bro, because it's a killer brand. That could be a huge brand, but it wouldn't be just apparel. It would be age better nutrition, age better products. Dude, have you ever been to China?
No. You
can go to China. Matter of fact, I got a buddy of mine who does $100 million a year in flashlights. They call him the flashlight guy. If you go buy a flashlight, more than likely it's one of his. We're going to China, and we're going to bring maybe 10 people with us, and we're going to pick things that you can import because he's got the shipping in containers and factories, and he's got it all dialed in. And people can make a lot of money importing shit. I told my other friend this whole thing. He went to China, came back with a pivot door, and the pivot doors were not being sold to the home builders because you had to custom build them. Well, he had them built for like a fraction of the cost out of China, shipped over in containers, and now carries them in-house, which no one does that for pivot doors. And now he's like a multi-million-dollar pivot door company. So I'm going to do the same thing, but what I would do if I were you is go to China and start looking for shit that literally is about aging better. I just got a machine that I'm testing, and it seems to work. It's a low-frequency, skin-tightening, fat emulsifying machine. Feels like you're getting a hot rock massage.
Right.
It's low frequency, FDA approved, and in one treatment, it'll take inches off your waist, literally, permanently. And visually, big difference from before you started it, after you did it. Measurable.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what they were telling me you were doing in the room over there. As I was talking to, I forget her name up front.
Yeah, well, because I'm testing it, because I'm not bringing anything that I don't believe in. So I'm like, show me. Well, first session, god damn. Like that shit worked.
Tightens your skin.
But age better. See, that's an age better thing.
Right.
Age better clinics, age better fitness, age better nutrition, age better apparel. Age better. Your eyes, your ears, your ears keep growing. How big you want to get them?
True.
We got to age better.
You don't have much of a choice there, though. It's just going to happen.
I know, but dude, you would be the guy with all this experience in bodybuilding and fitness. You got connections up the yin yang. You're the one that would bring into this brand all of the shit that makes you age better. Because a shirt is not going to help me age better. I might look better, but I'm not going to age better just because I have a shirt or a pair of pants or whatever apparel is.
Just going to give you a little motivation to move your ass. Keep moving.
I know, but you're talking about motivation where, bro, there's going to be a big old fat wrinkly bastard wearing that shirt because they ain't going to do shit. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. Yeah. But guess what? What if they got the shirt when they bought the machine?
Right.
Or they went to the center where you're talking to someone about aging better. And that's what we call in this world, I think, anti-aging. Anti-aging is growing like you wouldn't believe. Everybody wants to be and stay young. And anti-aging clinics are popping up.
Oh, yeah.
Billions being made. That's a killer brand for that whole thing. Age better.
I like it.
Huh?
We'll have to talk after this.
Dude, listen, hey, I'm down because anything that goes with my brand, I'm down with. And aging better, I highly recommend everyone does it. Have you ever trusted the wrong partner or employee? How do you feel about trusting people?
that's a good one. I got a good partner. I got a real good partner.
Always have?
Always have.
See, again, dude,
was my
lucky.
training partner back in the day. We, like I said, met him in the gym. And
Never dicked you?
Never dicked me, nope. When it's time to throw down, he'll roll up his sleeves and he'll throw down. We throw down. So.
Well, I got dicked by 2 partners. I gave them a third each. I had 1/3 of this company at one point. I gave 2 other people a third.
Yeah, I remember the stories.
Dicked me.
Yep.
So you've never been dicked. That's good. How do you deal with business and personal challenges without relapsing back to alcohol?
The alcohol thing was, the way I looked at alcohol was I drank a lot. I had some dark years drinking, and I looked at it this way. When you were little, all you wanted to do is grow up. You always wanted to be an adult. When you were little, you didn't need alcohol. And you lived. You enjoyed life. Now we're grown up, and we need alcohol. People are living good lives, and they still need to suck down alcohol to enjoy life. Why do you need alcohol to enjoy life? You have everything you wanted. Why do you need alcohol? It was just kind of a weird thing. For me, it worked. It was kind of motivated me. It's like I said, I thought about it in those terms. Like, I was young, I didn't need alcohol, and I enjoyed life. And I always wanted to be old. Now I'm old. I have all this shit, and I need alcohol. And alcohol is depressant. It destroys lives. Look how many lives it destroys, and people don't even realize it. You think you're going to, you think you're going to escape a problem, by drinking, and you wake up the next day. Guess what? That problem's there. You didn't escape it.
And not only that, it seems to be getting worse the more you drink.
Yeah, and it dehydrates your body. It's a killer.
They compound problems. So you just don't drink at all now?
No, I don't drink at all now. Nope. I quit cold turkey.
And no matter what, you're not having a drink.
I'm not having a drink, no.
So you're against it.
For me, I'm against it. Yeah, I'm not. I just don't need it anymore. I've learned to be happy without it.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't drink much anymore. Yeah. And one day I kind of felt the same way, and I feel almost some sort of tinge when I say I don't drink, because that means I can't, and I don't like something that I can't do. Now I want to do it. So I don't say I don't drink, but I don't usually choose to. That gives me the opening where if for some reason you see me out and I'm sucking down a nice tequila with an orange in it or something, and you go, bro, I thought you didn't drink. I never said that. I'll do whatever I fucking want to do. And that includes drink. But you'll probably never see me drinking. Why? Because I found the same shit, dude. It doesn't help me. It makes me feel like shit in the morning if you overdrink.
Right.
My wife the other day, when I say the other day, could have been 5 years ago, wanted to have a Moscow Mule. She's always been responsible drinking. She has one and enjoys herself. Like, what's one going to do? I don't enjoy one. Like, I got to get a buzz. Or what's the purpose? Doesn't taste good. So anyway, she wanted to have a drink for her birthday or some shit. So I'm like, okay. And I got a tequila, nice tequila, a glass ice cube, muddled up an orange, sipped on it. Whatever. Just, that was for her, social. She wanted me to have one just to be social. So I did. And that's about it. If I ever drink, that's about it. So I learned the same shit. What was the moment you realized that aging better wasn't just printing shirts? It was a movement. Right now?
No. I'm thinking about your question. Say that again.
Well, because we were talking earlier, and I know that like age better is like it's really a movement. So when I see age better apparel, it doesn't capture for me a movement. It's shirts. It's a line of shirts,
right?
Hats, whatever. But to you, you're trying to create a movement around aging better, getting people to, that are unmotivated, not in shape, and not healthy, and you don't want them stuck at some point. So you're creating a movement.
Correct.
So at what point did you realize, hey, this ain't about just printing shirts. This is about helping people.
When I started this.
Saving lives.
When I realized I needed it for myself, because like I said, you go through what we talked about earlier is, I was 295, 300 pounds, loving life, big, strong. And then you have a heart attack, and that's the wake-up call. You realize,
where were you
getting older?
Where were you when you had a heart attack?
I was actually at work,
What did it feel like?
I just started getting pain in my chest. Light pain in my chest, and I had acid reflux in the past, and I thought that's what I was getting. So this was Friday night. Started probably about 4 or 5 o'clock Friday night, and so I'm thinking, I got acid reflux again. So burning all night long. It kept me up all night long. Couldn't sleep. Saturday, probably 3, 4 o'clock. I'm like, I got to go to the hospital. I'm thinking, I got an issue.
Did it feel like heartburn though?
Yeah, felt like heartburn.
That was it.
So
I might be having a heart attack every fucking day then.
Yeah.
Because I get heartburn sometimes. Is that a heart attack? Or is it heartburn?
Heartburn feels just like a heart attack. It could feel like a heart. I imagine I had a mild heart attack, but it was plugged, so my heart was straining, and it was like a sore muscle, and that's what I felt, that soreness. Acid reflux, I had that. I think it was early 2000s. I was drinking too much pop. I used to drink a ton of pop every night. Love pop, So I'm like, I'm drinking too much pop. So I switched over to, I started drinking these more acidy drinks, fruit juices, stuff like that, Gave me acid reflux. Went to that, I'm sitting there, woke up one middle of the night, burning. Arm fell asleep just because I fell asleep on it incorrectly, And then, they say sometimes if you're having a heart attack, you feel it down your arm. So I go to the hospital, It was just acid reflux. Crazy thing is, I'm in the hospital. I'm always honest with the doctors. Hey, I'm taking stuff, Doctor looked at me, he goes, "You're going to die." That's what he told me. This was at a hospital over, and I was horrified. By then, it had went away. So I just left. I walked out of the hospital. Bounced around the doctors. The doctors are trying to figure out what I had. Finally, I went back to my doctor. He wasn't there. He was sick. So I got the kids doctor, this lady kids doctor. And the first thing she did, first doctor ever did this to me, she asked me, "Did you change up anything in your diet?" And I told her. She's like, "Oh, you got acid reflux." So they bounced me around, 3, 4 different doctors. They all took their piece out of the insurance, money, And that's one doctor just asked me what I changed. I told her. She's like, "Yeah, you got acid reflux. Here, take this. You'll be fine." That's what it was.
But then when you actually had a heart attack, it felt the same.
Felt the same.
Damn,
Felt
dude.
the same.
I don't want to hear that. I want to know.
Burn. Yep.
See, I get that regularly.
Yeah.
And I'm not changing my diet.
So
you think I could be having baby little heart attacks?
No. How long do you think? When did that start? Did that start when you started this diet? When you started losing weight? When you started fasting?
Well, no, it was actually before. I'm not getting it anymore. It's when I was eating carbs and junk food and shit food.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's just it. Your stomach's working overtime, trying to digest all that crap, and, acids coming.
But the other day I put in a Zyn, which is a nicotine pouch, and I had fucking heartburn. I'm like, heartburn. I hope that ain't a heart attack.
No, you wouldn't be.
So you didn't feel like a pull or any kind of like cramp? It was just felt like heartburn.
Constant burn. Enough to keep me up. Yeah, enough to keep me up at night to where I couldn't sleep. And I'm sure a lot of it was mental, too, thinking something's going on, And
so how'd you know it was one? You went in and checked?
Yeah, I just... The funny thing was, I did what I did throughout the years. And I kept thinking, you have these mental thoughts that, what you're doing is unhealthy. You could have a heart attack, blah, blah, blah. So I was thinking, I've been doing this for all these years. What if I have a heart attack, Because the funny thing was I'd get up out of the hot tub at night, before I go to bed, I'd be dizzy. And that was the first thought. I'm like, I'm being dizzy. I'm like, am I not getting enough blood? Am I plugged up? So I kept thinking heart attack, wonder, well, that's what it was. I wasn't getting the blood I wasn't getting the blood movement.
So
the arteries were getting plugged,
Did you ever have to have big old surgeries?
They just, went in, and put a couple stents in. So.
How long ago was that?
That was 2013.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah. It's
So
been a while.
stents cover it?
Yeah.
Fix everything?
Hopefully.
Did you ever get dizzy again?
No.
Do you ever feel heartburn since?
I get every now and then. I'll get a little bit of heartburn every now and then. Still, yeah. And it's the first thing you think of, but it goes away.
Well, when the doctor told you you're going to die, you didn't know you were going to?
I was big dumb.
But we're all going to.
I was mad. I was pissed at him. Like, who is this guy? So I just got up and walked out. As a doctor, you can't do that. You can't say that to someone.
Well, not only that, it's like, no shit, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you right now, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Well, so am I.
Yeah.
So is everybody.
Right.
But I think the quality of life between now and when we die is what matters.
Yeah. Now you think about it more. As you get older, you start thinking about it more. And that's why I want to age better.
Age better. I like it. It's a brand. Folks, listen, our Minger 2020 is his personal Instagram. If you're interested in maybe doing some business, you want the highest quality screen printing, the Max _ SCR is the Instagram, but mainly you say you're all over Facebook. So
Yeah.
you want them to find you at Facebook or your website. Do you have a website? agebetter-apparel.com.
Correct. Yep.
What about the Max?
Facebook, mostly on the Max.
You don't have a website?
We do. Yeah.
What's it?
What is there? Is it?
Just Google them. They'll find you.
Yeah, you'll find us. Yeah.
I always think, who's listening? Number one, what would I be thinking if I was listening? So just to recap, A, you're looking for people to maybe come in and help you grow and scale this company beyond a couple mil. And if they're the right people, you're willing to give them maybe some equity, right? Take it over after they've proven themselves with equity. So folks, if you guys got experience, there's that. If you're a company, an individual, big or small, and you're looking to create I call it merch, clothes with your name on it, logos, screen printing, best in the business, 30-year experience, been doing it for years. And then if you are interested in aging better, it's now beyond just age better apparel. We're going to turn it into a movement, and it's just age better. It's everything and anything that you can think of that basically relates to aging better. And again, I agree with that. I appreciate you coming in, Ray. Folks, as you know, as always, you got anything for the Bomb Squad? How can the Bomb Squad help you other than what I just mentioned?
Actually, if I could help the Bomb Squad, if any of you guys are out there and you're struggling, look me up. And if I could help you, I will, for sure. Got to age better. So.
Good dude. All right, folks. Till next time, keep it real.